Steffi from the Novelty Corner. Welcome back to my channel, and I'm still on the couch, and as you can probably tell, I'm pre-filming because, yeah, life. I'm actually pre-filming a stack of stuff on my birthday because this is literally the only time I've had to film in the last 2 weeks, and yeah, so I'm still in front of the couch, which is probably going to be one of the places I film in front of most of the time now because it's comfortable, it's easy, and I get decent lighting without much hassle. So I wanted to talk to you guys today a little bit about my VidCon Australia experience because I did go, oh, it was 2 weekends ago now, and I absolutely adored it. It was so much fun. I had the best time. I met some really wonderful people in person, so I'm going to start with that. It's really nice meeting people that you've watched videos with in person, and I'm not talking about big creators or people with massive channels because I actually didn't go to VidCon for that. I went in on the creator track, so I avoided the majority of the community stuff, and I'm so glad that I did because there were so many kids, and quite frankly there was a lot of screaming going on, and from what I heard from a few people, there was a little bit of a disrespectful behavior from some of the community members. So that was a little bit disappointing to hear, but I didn't have that experience because in the creator path, I think everyone was there with the purpose of learning. I know I definitely was, and I didn't go in with a huge number of expectations about what I would take away from it because obviously I've never been to a VidCon before and I didn't know what it was going to be like. But I was very impressed with the different panels and talks that you could go to. You could just walk in and go to any of them, and it was really lovely. So I met some really awesome people. Jane from Yes Miss Jane organised a booktuber meetup. There was a little Simon & Schuster stand which was teeny tiny, and I wish they'd had other books just quietly, but you know, they had a whole lot of booktuber books and then just some hugely popular but possibly not my taste books the second day. But I digress. So Jane organised that, and it was lovely to meet her in person, as well as Kirsty from Melbourne on My Mind or Ravenclaw Reading Room, and Indy from Taps Life and Books was there, and we also met Dezzles as well. So hello guys, it was awesome to meet you, and I had the best time hanging out with you guys over the 2 days because it was just nice to go there and you know, have people to hang out with who get you and who get what you do on YouTube, because YouTube is such a big place and people do so many different things. That said, I really enjoyed the panels that I went to. I went and saw Erin May Henry talk about mastering your fear and being a girl boss, which was just really interesting from a female perspective because I think fear is a really real thing for a lot of people these days, and a lot of what she said was common sense, but it was also really clear, and she had some really great ideas for how to handle being fearful and, you know, different types of fear as well. And she is someone who works with people every day on overcoming fear and succeeding in business. So, you know, it was really lovely to hear her speak, and it was a really nice way to start VidCon. I also went to a session on doing YouTube part-time, which was really interesting. And then I also sat in on the beginnings of a session on Facebook Live, which was interesting, but possibly not entirely relevant to me. But it was just, you know, there's nothing else that I particularly wanted to go to at that time, and it was a seat. So I sat and listened and then left. The creator keynote was really, really interesting. They had a lot of great people come up and speak for about 5 minutes. And I think the most powerful one was obviously Hank Green's, and he was talking about why do you create stuff for YouTube, and that's something I'm still thinking about. Mostly what I can say off the cuff is that I create for me. I create because I want to, and I do it because I love it. I'm not doing it for subscriber numbers, even though I love you guys. I think you're amazing. I just do it because I like to share things, and I like to share things that I love. So I probably need to summarize that in like a one sentence phrase, but I haven't quite got there yet because I just need some time to sit and think and construct that well-worded sentence. But you know, that's the general gist of it. I do it because I love it. And it was quite funny because there are very few creators or featured creators at VidCon who I actually recognize because I don't watch a lot of the popular stuff. And so I didn't get why people were screaming over people. Like, they're people and they make videos. Can we just, you know, I don't know. Anyway, call me naive. I had no idea who half the people there were. or even like 95% of them. On the second day, I went to a few more panels. I went to the How Do You EDU panel, which is great because I can use that as professional development because it's talking about educational videos on YouTube. I went to a session on oversharing and, you know, how much is too much and, you know, what should you put out there and what shouldn't you put out there. And I mean, ultimately that comes down to people's levels of comfort. There was a really great panel called the YouTube Honesty Hour, which was mostly directed by questions from the audience, but it was all just about being real about, you know, YouTube and what it is and what it means to be a creator and how does that affect your life, like licensing and demonetization and all that sort of stuff. So that was really interesting to listen to. The final session I went to was the state of online video in Australia, and, you know, feeling the pain as people whinged about the uploading speed of videos in Australia because, man, it sucks. It was a really great weekend and I had a lot of fun with it. I've got some really, really brief clips and photos, which I'm going to sort of mash up into the end, but you guys know I don't really do vlogs, so bear with me. I'm just going to squish it all together at the end and you can have a bit of a look. There's no photos of me or the people I was hanging out with because I'm a really bad vlogger. Just putting it out there. There were a few things in the expo hall that were kind of cool, but overall I was disappointed in the expo hall. I think there should have been more stuff in there, and I'm wondering whether it was because they didn't know how big or how popular it would be. But hopefully in future years there will be a few more things in the hall, and hopefully, you know, it will be bigger and better next year. And I will definitely be going to VidCon next year without a doubt. It was so much fun. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you are having a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys next time. See you later. Bye, guys.
Wonderful. I've never heard didgeridoo played well. That was amazing. Thanks for being in this big room right now. Hi. I'm so excited.